Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dan on Sports. NFL once again taking center stage. The NFL owners approving the sale of the NFL network to ESPN. In return, the NFL will gain 10% ownership of ESPN. This is big in so many ways. First of all, it's a long time from actually being official because the government is expected to scrutinize this deal closely. There are a couple of senators out there who have already expressed concerns about this proposal. In this case, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. And there is concern that it's going to cost the consumer even more money than what he or she is paying now. But beyond that, the situation continues to revolve around ESPN being the nexus of sports, that everything is going to emanate from ESPN, and the government obviously concerned about that too. Remember, ESPN suddenly wants to get back into the baseball game with MLB, and it would involve what we're reading and hearing, although nothing is official, essentially ESPN taking over the MLB network. Everything seems to be revolving around ESPN because they want to acquire as much sports packaging as possible so they can stream it. That's right. We are now living in a streaming world. Because why? Because the demographic with disposable income consumes their sports from a viewership standpoint by way of streaming. They don't have cable television. They stream everything, and ESPN figures the only way it's going to survive is to go along with streaming. That's why they want to acquire as many sports property rights as possible so that they could stream it. And the big nugget would be the NFL network. So the owners have approved this, the sale of the NFL network to ESPN, and in return, the NFL gets 10% of ESPN. But like I said, this is going to undergo government scrutiny. We are watching the revolution as far as the sports media industry is concerned and how everything is channeling towards streaming. And this is another step. But anyway, the owners have taken the first step as far as making this official by agreeing to sell the NFL network to ESPN. Also, the NFL owners announced that this year the Pro Bowl will take place on the Tuesday before the Super Bowl in San Francisco. Now, the Super Bowl is going to take place at the 49ers home field in Santa Clara, California. But this is going to be at the Moscone Center in San Francisco. They're going to have, like they had last year, a flag football game between the AFC and the NFC stars. And the thing is twofold, really. The NFL owners are trying to say they want it in a center, in an arena that seats 4,000 to make it, quote unquote, more intimate. Translation, this is one of the few things where the NFL has failed at, and that's having an all-star game. I mean, the other sports all-star games, particularly baseball, have been successful, but the NFL Pro Bowl, at least in recent years, has always been a flop. Remember, they used to have it as the last game of the season. Then they moved it to the Sunday before the Super Bowl, and now it's going to be played the Tuesday night before the Super Bowl. And the intimacy part means, we can't sell out a big stadium for the Pro Bowl. Maybe we can jam the 4,000-seat arena. But it's going to be a flag football game again, and the NFL is saying down the road they might make this annual event, this flag football Pro Bowl annual event, with a more international flavor. Because flag football, according to the NFL, is growing internationally, and that's the NFL's goal right now. I mean, have they maxed out as far as the United States is concerned? Maybe not, but pretty close. I mean, it's by far the most popular entertainment in the country, not just sports, the most popular entertainment in the country. So now they are spreading their wings as they have with the games in London, in Germany, and now in Ireland, in Brazil. And the commissioner wants to have every team play at least one international game a season. So one of the ways they grow it is by growing the Pro Bowl, eventually give it an international flavor, whet the appetite of these people who are playing flag football, and then, of course, that would grow the interest overseas in the National Football League. And who doesn't like flag football? I played flag football. I love flag football, and it is a lot of fun. And of course, it's made for the younger demo, obviously, but it is a fun game, and this is another way to keep the NFL in the news 24/7, because you play a lot of flag football games in the summertime even. Not just the fall, but the summer. or in the spring. And this just makes the NFL a 365-day, 24/7 project. And that's why they're going to have flag football be a big part of the Pro Bowl. And they also want to prepare for the 2028 Olympics because it appears as if there will be a flag football competition in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, and the NFL players will more than likely be able to participate in that. So some big news coming out of the NFL owners meeting. Number one, they had some other stuff earlier in the week about changing the onside kick. They're thrilled with how the new kickoff rules have led to more returns on kickoffs, and it has. So that's great. But the big story now is the NFL owners have approved the sale of the NFL Network to ESPN, and you're going to see the flag football Pro Bowl played on the Tuesday before the Super Bowl in San Francisco. Should be fun. That's going to do it for Dan on Sports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you later.